Tim Mahoney's back in the GDS house tonight, helping us figure out what it means that the SAG-AFTRA deal has been struck and the strike has ended. At least we think so, right?
We hope so.
We hope
it
so.
hasn't 100% been voted on, and a lot of it has not been disclosed, but it would seem that the SAG strike is over, which my daughter is super excited about, and I'm super excited about. So this is the first time that both the actors and the writers struck at the same time for 60 years. That hasn't happened. Well, you know, we've seen a lot of that in our country. It has been a long time since workers had the upper hand, and we saw that with the Belvedere plant and the auto workers striking and got Stellantis to put $5 billion into that plant. So the writers settled their strike, 30 or so days ago, and the actors stayed on. Now, some of the big things that they were talking about, when you have a small union like this, when there's a strike, the strike is really about the bottom level of the union.
Right.
Obviously George Clooney doesn't need any protections, right? He's doing fine.
Okay.
But they're really striking with the lower level because they're not making enough money in order to live on. I mean, somebody working full-time as a actor getting the minimums would make $25,000, $35,000 a year, mostly trying to live in Los Angeles. Well, that's not going to work out. So it started out, a lot of it was with regards to those minimums. The other things that they needed to set up is, from the last strike, they had set up basically a hierarchy of how to get paid depending upon what you were doing on television. So if you were on a major network, you were going to make X, Y, and Z. Whereas if you were on TBS or TNT, you were going to make A, B, and C, okay? What hadn't been dealt with is the streaming. Netflix, Amazon, all of that stuff. None of that stuff had been dealt with in terms of how anybody's going to get paid. So it was really all over the board. So they wanted to set up a structure for that. And initially they wanted a percentage of the profits. They wanted 2% of the profits. Then it was 1% of the profits with 53 cents or 59 cents a provider, a subscriber, I mean. What they ended up with is $40 million a year from those streaming networks that's going to be put into a fund, 75% of which is going to go to the participants in the successful show. Okay. So if you're on the next Friends, then you're going to divide up, that money. So whatever the show might be that's streaming. The remaining 25% is going to go into a fund that's going to be managed by the Screen Actors Guild and by the studios as to how to divide it up and everybody that's working in that particular streaming. Yeah, so again, try to protect the bottom so that people can start to get health insurance, they can start to get certain benefits, and they can have the people to live. They're dealing with the same thing that we all are, and that trying to find enough people in order to put together these shows. And if you're doing the show out in LA where it's very, very expensive to live, it's like, okay, well, we've got our stars, but we don't have any of the support staff. It's a real problem, right? Yeah, I mean, I always say here, if they don't turn my microphone or my camera on, I'm just here in a room by myself. Right. More important than the person talking is the person hitting the buttons. Yeah, and that's what the actors were talking about with the writers. The writers were not getting a percentage of the profits like everybody else. And the actors are like, look, without these folks, we're just staring at a screen. Yeah. So the other big thing was artificial intelligence, and this was a huge point of contention because what the studios want to do is use AI, especially for post-production. Okay, so you're a mid-range person on a show. They film the movie, and then the editor gets together and they decide to go in a whole new direction in a movie, which happens all the time. And now your role becomes something completely different. If you saw the interview of Larry the Cable Guy, when he first did Tater, is that who it is? What's his character? I think so. When he first did that character, it had a very small portion in that movie, and then they did in Cars, and then they decided to completely redo that and expand that character. Well, what Disney could have done is just use AI to fill in all those lines based upon everything that he'd done, and then he doesn't make any money. Right. So what they really wanted to do was regulate that post-production so that if you're a mid-range or a lower-range person on a show and all of a sudden they decide you need to redo a whole scene, then they have to pay you. Which is good. Right. No. It's, all of this is to try to make sure that everybody gets a decent wage and gets to share in the profits. And it was a time when they had enough leverage that they could put together a really good deal. And hopefully they did. We haven't seen the whole thing, but it would seem the 16-member panel that was voting on it voted unanimously, so that would mean that probably it's a good deal.
Yes, and hopefully our shows come back as soon as possible. Thank you so much for breaking that down for us. You can reach out to Tim Mahoney. All the options are on your screen. Coming up next, we are here all about the Field of Friends, and then we have a delicious game day with Famous Dave's too. We'll be right back.